Hi, I'm Anna Sims. I'm a PhD student at the CBR and I'm the lead author on this new paper, Superinfection Exclusion Creates Spatially Distinct Influenza Virus Populations, which focuses on virus interactions within a host. In the wintertime, with all the viruses flying around, there's a high chance that you'll be infected by more than one virus at the same time, and the interactions between those viruses affect virus evolution, and in the most extreme cases they can lead to the generation of influenza strains with pandemic potential. But the way these interactions happen within a host is kind of unknown, so we wanted to look into how these interactions happen and what conditions restrict them. What was cool was that we actually used a kind of old classic virology technique called the plaque assay that's been around in its current form since the 1950s. And then we combined that with much more modern kind of fluorescent influenza viruses and more modern microscopy techniques to have a look at the viruses as they spread outwards. So it's a very pretty paper. It's got a lot of nice images in it. So when we looked down the microscope, we could see that in cell culture and in mouse lungs, it seemed like the viruses formed kind of territories or an area of infected cells that then block other viruses from infecting that area. And this leads to kind of a patchwork effect within the lungs where virus populations can interact with each other and some areas where they're blocked from interacting with each other. By restricting the interactions between viruses, it has an impact on viral evolution and also can restrict how often pandemic influenza viruses can be generated, and understanding these processes will help us better understand under what conditions those kind of viruses are generated. But a kind of cooler finding and kind of a bit of a nerdier one is that this kind of territory establishment and defense is something that we see in like many different disciplines in biology. So, you know, you think of ant colonies protecting each other or tree canopies being unable to touch each other. And it's interesting to see that viruses are doing the same, but in a microscopic level.